Right now on Good Morning America First Look, the deadline passes in the search for Today Show host Savannah Guthrie's mother. The FBI's new statement on the case.
A newly disclosed document reveals an alleged phone call from President Trump about Jeffrey Epstein 2 decades ago.
A judge decides whether a state can ban immigration agents from wearing face coverings.
At the Winter Games, Lindsey Vonn and her father describe her devastating crash, plus an upset for Team USA and a bizarre problem. The athletes' medals are falling apart.
Later, people racing to rescue a pregnant woman from a sinking car.
What we're learning about actress Katherine O'Hara's cause of death and the message from doctors.
Instagram and Facebook go on trial, accused of neglecting children's safety.
And a bizarre crime spree, a thief on the run, stealing geese.
From ABC News, this is Good Morning America First Look.
Good Tuesday morning, everyone. I'm Hannah Batam.
And I'm Perry Russum in for Sophie. We begin with the deadline passing in the search for Today Show host Savannah Guthrie's mother, Nancy.
Savannah making a new plea for help as the search enters its second week, and the FBI releasing a new statement. Here's ABC's Lionel Moise.
We believe our mom is still out there. We need your help.
Savannah Guthrie pleading for the public's help. The deadline set in ransom notes possibly connected to her mother Nancy's disappearance has now passed.
So I'm coming on just to ask you, not just for your prayers, but no matter where you are, even if you're far from Tucson, if you see anything, if you hear anything, if there's anything at all that seems strange to you, that you report to law enforcement. We are at an hour of desperation, and we need your help.
That post just hours before a deadline of 5 o'clock last night to send millions in Bitcoin to someone claiming to be Nancy Guthrie's kidnapper. There have been 2 messages from the purported kidnapper that law enforcement sources told ABC News appear to have come from the same sender using the same encryption tools to cover their tracks. But the FBI has not been able to determine whether the demand is credible, saying it's not aware of any continued communication between the Guthrie family and suspected kidnappers, nor have we identified a suspect or person of interest in this case at this time.
It appears that both letters were sent from the same Onion support network that it was processed through to get to law enforcement and the media. But that doesn't mean it came from legitimate hostage takers. It could just be people who are fraudulent and trying to make money.
The investigation now in its second week.
This busy intersection is not far from where Nancy Guthrie lives, and as police search for useful video, they focused on cameras like this one. And police say they've gathered data from nearly every intersection like this across Tucson.
Rooftop cameras were inspected this weekend. A car was towed from the property, and officials examined what appears to be a septic tank. Outside Nancy's home, a sign of support, reading, "Dear Guthrie family, your neighbors stand with you."
Just like everybody else, it's shocking when it happens in your community.
Billboards have also been put up in nearby states, but still no suspects, no new leads, and no proof of life. In the family's most recent video, Savannah thanked everyone for their prayers and love, saying they believe somehow, some way, that their mom is feeling those prayers. Hannah, Perry.
Lionel, thank you. The other big story this morning, new fallout from the Jeffrey Epstein files. A document now reveals an alleged phone call from President Trump about Epstein 2 decades ago. This morning, a new document coming to light claims in the mid-2000s, President Trump called police about Jeffrey Epstein. Among the 3 million Epstein files released by the Department of Justice last month is a 4-page FBI report on an interview the Bureau conducted in 2019 with the man believed to be former Palm Beach Police Chief Michael Reiter. Reiter and his detectives began investigating Epstein for human trafficking in 2004. According to the document, Trump called Reiter around that time and said, "Thank goodness you're stopping him. Everyone has known he's been doing this." Reiter also says Trump said he threw Epstein out of his club, and he was around Epstein once when teenagers were present, and Trump got the hell out of there. The former police chief says Trump told him to focus on Epstein's associate, Ghislaine Maxwell, saying she is evil.
Did you have any suspicions that he was molesting young women,
no,
underage women?
I had no idea.
Trump has long denied having any knowledge of Epstein's crimes, but Reiter says Trump was one of the very first people to call when people found out that they were investigating Epstein. Maxwell appeared from prison for a congressional deposition yesterday. The convicted child sex trafficker was grilled about Epstein's crimes.
Can you please provide us with all the names of other additional co-conspirators to the crimes perpetuated by you and Jeffrey Epstein?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to silence.
She invoked the Fifth Amendment after every question. Maxwell's lawyer says she is prepared to speak fully and honestly if granted clemency by President Trump. Meanwhile, Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick faces bipartisan calls to resign over new revelations about his relationship with Epstein long after Epstein pleaded guilty to sex crimes. The Commerce Department saying Mr. and Mrs. Lutnick met Jeffrey Epstein in 2005 and had very limited interactions with him over the next 14 years. Overseas, King Charles is breaking his silence about his brother, former Prince Andrew, since the new revelations and the latest Epstein files release. King Charles now saying he is ready to support police as they look into a claim that Andrew shared confidential material with Epstein back when Andrew was a trade envoy. The palace saying the king has made clear in words and through unprecedented actions his profound concern at allegations which continue to come to light in respect to Mr. Mountbatten Windsor's conduct. Back in Washington, members of Congress were able to view unredacted versions of the Epstein files yesterday.
There were tons of completely unnecessary redactions in addition to the failure to redact the names of victims.
Republican Thomas Massie and Democrat Ro Khanna say the DOJ redacted several names of men they say should be revealed without redactions. Massie is threatening to read the names on the House floor, but says he'll give the Justice Department time to respond.
I think we need to give the DOJ a chance to go back through and correct their mistakes.
Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche accuses those lawmakers of grandstanding. He says the DOJ is changing those redactions.
A judge has temporarily blocked California from enforcing a ban on federal agents wearing face coverings. The judge says any mask ban would also need to apply to state officers. The judge did approve a requirement that agents display ID. Democrats on Capitol Hill are demanding changes to immigration enforcement before they approve funding for Homeland Security. One sticking point is requiring judicial warrants.
The fuel crisis in Cuba is escalating. Cuba's government is now warning airlines because of the U.S. blockade. Airlines can no longer refuel. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio has the details. Nicole, good morning.
Perry, good morning. This is a major new impact of the Trump administration's pressure campaign against Cuba. Beginning today, Cuban officials say they won't be able to supply planes with jet fuel. Both Canadian and Russian flights will be affected in all of this. We know Canada and Russia play a critical role in Cuba's tourism economy. Cubans have already been seeing widespread power outages because of the fuel crisis, and the public bus system in Havana has effectively come to a halt. Now, all of this comes after President Trump signed an order last month imposing tariffs on countries that sell or provide oil to Cuba. Before that, Trump took over shipments of oil from Venezuela, which was a crucial supply line for Cuba. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has said the U.S. would love to see regime change in Cuba, although Rubio said the U.S. will not necessarily act on that regime change. Hannah.
Nicole, thank you. A shocking scene on a busy road in Gainesville, Georgia. A small plane making an emergency landing, crashing into 3 vehicles. The plane suffered engine issues. The pilots knew they could not make it back to the airport in time.
Gainesville traffic, this is Bonanza 229 Tango. We're not going to make it. Please tell my wife, Molly, I love her, and my parents. I love them so much.
The plane's fuel tank dislodged, crashing through a car window. Only minor injuries were reported.
A massive crack on Lake Erie is the result of recently warming temperatures. The crack is more than 100 miles long and can now be seen from space. Let's check your Tuesday forecast.
Storminess has returned to the west. We get some rain, some mountain snow from this area into the Rockies, middle of the country, into the southeast. Mid-Atlantic looks fantastic. Some snow showers and still some lingering cold. Great Lakes in the northeast, but it's not as bad. Waves of snow showers could mean 2 feet in the Sierra and maybe a few inches in the Rockies. In the east, there's a weak system. Still some sub-zero wind chills, but we're warming up. Winter weather advisories mean some light snow along and north of I-90. Could be 1 to 3 inches in Boston, maybe 6 inches upstate New York and in northern New England. That's your forecast. I'm ABC News meteorologist Lee Goldberg.
Coming up, what we're learning about actress Katherine O'Hara's cause of death.
Also had a problem at the Olympics, why the medals keep cracking and falling apart.
And later, a wild brawl in the NBA. Breaking overnight, the Trump administration is expected to issue its biggest rollback yet to climate policy. The EPA plans to overturn a scientific finding from the Obama era, which serves as the legal basis for the greenhouse gas regulations. The repeal would affect auto emissions standards.
An autopsy shows actress Katherine O'Hara died from a pulmonary embolism that happens when a clot is blocking blood flow to an artery in the lungs. Rectal cancer was listed as an underlying cause of death. Doctors say inflammation from cancer can put patients at a higher risk for blood clots.
Compared with the general population, people with colorectal cancer have a 4 to 7 times higher risk of having a pulmonary embolus. And this risk is highest during the first 3 to 6 months after diagnosis and during chemotherapy.
O'Hara was 71 years old.
Now to the Winter Games. Lindsey Vonn speaking out about her gruesome injury. Her dad also speaking out. Plus, a Team USA upset in curling and a mystery at the Games. Why the medals keep cracking and falling apart.
This morning, Lindsey Vonn speaking out from the hospital, addressing her heartbreaking crash. Just 13 seconds into her downhill race, Vonn's pole hooked inside a gate, twisting her, leading to a violent fall. Vonn, competing with a torn ACL, airlifted off the mountain, later undergoing surgery for a fracture in her leg. She says now she faces multiple additional surgeries. Vonn writing, "My Olympic dream did not finish the way I dreamt it would. It wasn't a storybook ending or a fairy tale. It was just life." Adding, "My ACL and past injuries had nothing to do with my crash whatsoever." Her father says he will encourage her to stop racing.
This is the end of her career. I mean, it's not that there will be no more ski races for Lindsey Vonn, at least not as long as I have anything to say about it. But, she's strong. She accepts the consequences of the risk.
Despite it all, Vonn says she has no regrets. Meanwhile, Team USA goes for gold today in curling. Corey Dropkin and Corey Tisi, also known as Team Corey, beat defending champions Italy. The pair will now face off against Sweden, making them the first American mixed doubles team to reach the medal round.
I just hope that I can be kind of an inspiration for young girls in curling and any sport in the U.S.
Another victory went to the U.S. women's hockey team, winning their third straight game. Next up, Canada.
What would make this Olympics a success for you?
Oh boy, a gold medal. The Olympics are so special. There's nothing like it.
Also on the ice, figure skating duo Madison Chalk and Evan Bates coming in second in the rhythm dance. They compete for gold tomorrow. Speaking of medals, some athletes say theirs are breaking, detaching from their ribbons during celebrations.
Here's the little piece that is supposed to go in the ribbon to hold it in the medal. Don't jump in them. I was jumping in excitement and it broke.
Organizers at the Winter Games are now investigating.
Looking at the medal count overnight, Italy was leading with 9, followed by Japan and Norway. The U.S. is in 7th place. But now you know, don't jump with your gold medal on.
I won't. Now
Write
I know.
that down.
Coming up, Instagram and Facebook go on trial over children's safety.
Also had people racing to rescue a pregnant woman from a sinking car.
Well, check this out. The Detroit Pistons and Charlotte Hornets trading blows last night when everybody was separated. 4 players were ejected, one of them calling the game overly competitive. The Hornets coach was also thrown out arguing a call.
2 major trials on the safety of social media are now underway. Meta, the parent company of Instagram and Facebook, is being sued in New Mexico, accused of exposing children to sexual exploitation and other dangers. Meta says it continues to develop safety features, but the state claims the company is just trying to maximize revenue.
The evidence will be that the culture at Meta is not safety first. It's growth and engagement first. It's freedom of expression first. It's brand first. But it's not safety first.
It has automated technology to try to find teens who might be doing that and then putting them into the teen accounts.
Meta is also under fire at a trial in Los Angeles, along with Google, accused of getting children addicted. Both companies insist safeguards are in place.
Now to a pregnant woman saved from a sinking car, and it is not the only remarkable rescue in Florida recently.
Police are praising Good Samaritans who intervened in 2 separate incidents in the same Florida county.
Okay.
On Sunday, Martin County deputies rushing to this canal where they found a woman and her 3 children submerged in their car.
Man, can you hear me at all?
Deputies pulling the kids and their mom out.
We learned about that crash because an observant driver was driving ahead of this female, and they noticed all of a sudden that the car behind him was no longer there.
Authorities say the woman had experienced a seizure and drove off the road. The children are said to be doing okay thanks in part to the oldest child, a 9-year-old, who held her siblings above water. Their mother is currently on a ventilator.
I was just like, okay, like you are an angel.
Days earlier in the same county, a pregnant woman on her 29th birthday crashed her car into this lake after feeling dizzy and losing control. Shedley Apollon called her fiance, but her phone died. The car was sinking and she was stuck.
I started feeling water on my feet, so I started to panic a little.
That's when a Good Samaritan nearby swam about 40 feet to the car, opened the back door, and pulled Shedley to safety.
When I got a hold of her and turned around, the car was already under the water.
Shedley was taken to the hospital where doctors performed an emergency C-section. Her fiancé was there as their baby daughter Ivory was born.
Hearing that first cry after she came out was the most beautiful thing ever.
She's very lucky. She's blessed. She lost the car, but she has a baby.
We can share this with her one day, and I can laugh with her. And now that we share a birthday, like, our bond is just tighter than ever.
And Shedley says she cannot wait to hold her when she gets out of the hospital.
Just incredible. Coming up, a bizarre crime spree, police searching for a goose thief.
Plus, what happened during Bad Bunny's halftime show that got the attention of the New York City Water Department.
All right, time to check the pulse. We start with Bad Bunny's Super Bowl halftime show and its impact on the New York City water system.
So officials say during the show, so many people were watching, water consumption dropped significantly. But after the show, there was a massive spike in water usage equal to 761,000 toilets flushing all at once.
Whew. Engineers prepare for it by adjusting reservoir levels to maintain pressure. Okay, next, if you're drinking coffee or tea right now, some good news.
A new study suggests caffeinated coffee and tea could reduce your risk for dementia. The study in the Journal of the American Medical Association finds moderate consumption is associated with an 18% lower risk of dementia. More research has to be done on why. Next, a goose thief is on the run.
Now, it's not real geese that he's after. Instead, this thief is after statues of geese. He's apparently stolen multiple goose statues from properties in Jeffersontown, Kentucky. Police even nicknamed him the J-Town Goose Wrangler. Next, one tortoise who moved faster than most.
A California woman says her tortoise named Leo started crawling to escape this fire that spread through their enclosure. It was caused by a heat lamp. Neighbors helped put that fire out.
Look at him go. He said Leo went into sport mode to escape.
Checking more top stories, Savannah Guthrie has issued a plea for the public's help finding her mother. The deadline set in ransom notes possibly connected to Nancy Guthrie's disappearance has now passed with no new leads.
The Pentagon says a new U.S. military strike targeting suspected drug smugglers in the Pacific kills 2. At least 119 people have died in these strikes since September.
A former police chief in Florida who investigated sex offender Jeffrey Epstein told the FBI that President Trump called him in the mid-2000s to say, quote, "Thank goodness you're stopping him. Everyone has known that he's been doing this." Trump has denied knowledge of Epstein's crimes.
A nonpartisan group says President Trump's tariffs cost the average U.S. household $1,000 last year. The White House says major investments are pouring into the U.S.
Today's weather: rain on the West Coast, snow in the Rockies and from the Great Lakes to northern New England, showers in the southern plains.
And finally, a Seahawks celebration.
Here's Danny New.
The Seahawks, Super Bowl champions.
How do you celebrate your team winning the Super Bowl?
We're going to Disneyland!
Naturally, you could just head to the park known as the happiest place on earth.
Disneyland has always been a special place to us, and so when the Seahawks won, it was a no-brainer.
On Monday, both fans and stars came to enjoy the nearly 40-year tradition of a victory parade at our parent company's Disneyland.
We're now Southern California Seahawks fans, so to be able to come to Disneyland and see Sam Darnold and Kenneth Walker come through, really exciting for our family.
As the cavalcade rolled down Main Street, USA, fans danced, while quarterback Sam Darnold and halfback Kenneth Walker III flapped their wings like hawks, I think.
It was actually pretty insane. I didn't know it was going to be this many fans here. It's just a real moment.
There he goes. Walker down the sideline.
On Sunday night, Walker exploded for more than 150 yards of offense on his way to becoming the first running back to win Super Bowl MVP in nearly 30 years.
To be able to say I'm going to Disneyland after winning the Super Bowl, it means a lot.
Darnold to the end zone.
Meanwhile, Darnold completed a comeback story for the ages, going from backup quarterback to a Super Bowl winning one in just 2 years. In other words, their lives must feel like some kind of teacup spinning whirlwind now. Not to mention, Darnold grew up not too far from Anaheim in San Clemente. He still remembers visiting the park with his family.
Being able to spend that time here with my family, those are core memories for me as a kid, and to be able to be back here after winning the Super Bowl, it's pretty special.
Meanwhile, the Super Bowl parade in Seattle, guys, is set to kick off Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. The city is estimating up to 1 million fans to be in attendance.
The Disney celebration tradition dates back to 1987, by the way.
Wow.
That's your Good Morning America First Look.
Have a great day.